Toto Wolff and Christian Horner's explosive r0w, should keep his mouth shut. The fallout following last season's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix continues to dominate the headlines in Formula One as new audio from the race sparks fresh controversy. Race director in the season finale in December, Michael Massey, can be heard reacting to Red Bull's suggestions as to how to end a safety car period. Red Bull sporting director Jonathan Wheatley urges Massey to get the lapped cars out of the way so that we've got a motor race on our hands. Massey replies, "Understood." Later, when Toto Wolff of Mercedes fumed down the microphone at Massey's decision to let lapped cars pass the safety car, the race director replied, "Toto, it's called a motor race, okay?" A spokesman for the FIA said, "We are aware of this and it is part of the investigation." The dramatic events of last season's finale epitomized the intense rivalry between Red Bull and Mercedes, their drivers Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, and the team bosses Horner and Wolff. Horner has become a staple of Formula One, having worked in his role as Red Bull team principal for 17 years. Meanwhile, Wolff and his Mercedes team have dominated since 2014, winning every constructors' title in that time. In July last year, their rivalry became apparent when Horner branded Wolff a control freak and suggested a month prior to this that the Austrian should keep his mouth shut in a r0w over regulations. In June, Horner said, "If you are picking on one end of the car, you have to look at the other. You can't look at one part in isolation and say, oh, that set of rules only applies to that element on that car. I think if I was Toto, with the front wing he's got on his car, I'd keep my mouth shut." Wolff responded at the time, "Christian is a bit of a windbag who wants to be on camera. It's easy to be punchy when you are on top of the timesheet, but you should be a little bit more modest, I think." Last month, in an interview with Dutch magazine Formula One, Wolff admitted he now regrets this exchange. He said, "I really regret it. I always try to stay professional, approach things professionally. However, it got very personal between the two of us at some point. At one point he told me to shut up. Then I responded by saying he was a windbag and talked too much for the cameras. I shouldn't have said that because it's a professional relationship and you know that even your worst enemy has a best friend. You have to respect that person, even if you fight a hard duel." Horner also reflected on his rivalry with Horner in an interview with The Guardian in October. He spoke about his respect for Wolff, and also admitted that he enjoys winding up his opponent. The Red Bull chief said, "The more Toto gets wound up, the more fun it becomes. I have no issue with Toto, but we are very different people. I tend to be quite straight and quite direct, that's the way I've always operated. He operates in a different way, but I have a lot of respect for what he's done. It's a competition, and compared to the championship years when we were competing with Ferrari and McLaren from 2010 to 2013, this has been very different. There is an awful lot more going on behind the scenes, constant campaigning of the FIA with all aspects of our car." Horner also suggested that Wolff is under more pressure than he is. He then appeared to take a slight dig at the Austrian, crediting Ross Brawn for much of Mercedes' success in recent years. Horner added, he, Wolff, came into the sport with Mercedes in 2013 and the structure was already in place. Ross Brawn had built that team. Lewis had already been signed. Toto's done a tremendous job operating the team and maintaining their performance. But of course he's never experienced anything other than winning. So it's a different type of pressure now. It's tough.